Good evening, and welcome to this brand new, quaint little ASMR video. I hope you're doing well, and if not, then I hope that I can at least improve upon your mood a little bit. My name is Irvande, and today I just want to show you the new art that I have received of my fursona. But before we get into that, I just want to say that it's been such a long time since I've last seen you. Really, I haven't seen you since last year. And that about meets my quota for corny jokes this year. Such a shame, really. All that goofing aside, I really am excited to record another ASMR video. It's been a while, and I'm not gonna talk too much about, what I've been up to since the last video, but I am gonna get a little bit into it. The main thing in this video, though, is as I am advertising that I show you the new art commissions, and I get in depth about them and a little bit about the story of why and how I got them. Well, I do have to say right away that I am deceiving you all. You know my thumbnails and my video backgrounds quite well, I would assume. You know how they are structured. But I have a confession to make to all of you. This is not a static background. I am in my browser. I have deceived you. It's like I have a massive cutout of a fridge, but it's not at all a fridge. I hope someone gets that reference. Anyway, today I'm gonna get into all of the art commissions that I have received. I have not been commissioned, I commissioned someone. I'm gonna talk about them, and I'm gonna talk about all the commissions that I've received because I'm really, really excited about them. As I grab my first trigger, now I'm sorry that I took so long to upload something new. I told you all that I went to a friend's place, which took 7 hours of train rides to get there, so I was away from my setup. And to be honest, the time, though it was really, really cool, and we did a lot of cool shit together, and I just enjoy spending time with him, I did have to put up with quite a lot of headaches and toothaches, which just very suddenly emerged in that time without really any good or plausible reason. Maybe it's the change in climate. Maybe it was that I didn't want to drink all of their water supplies, and so I drank less than I would usually drink. Water, that is. I don't know. But yeah. And it's not really gone away yet. I do, or I did take some ibuprofen to combat all of that shit, and it hasn't really gone away yet. But I feel up to doing ASMR, so not that big a deal. But that's the reason why I only just now am recording a new video. And while I was over at that friend's place, we visited a big city and we went to an anime store and comic book store, but mostly anime. And I have a very dumb obsession with plush toys. I have not ever spent money on plushies since last year, or until last year, where I finally thought, hey, I have money, I can buy plushies, so let me buy plushies. And so the last time I received a plushie before that was my hyena plushie from that classmate. And then I bought an Eevee Squishmallow that has already been featured in these videos. Then I bought a Stitch plushie because Lilo and Stitch is basically the best children's show ever put on television, and I absolutely adore Stitch. So much more than anything else. And in that anime store, I found a Kurama plushie, which Kurama, if you're not familiar, is the nine-tailed fox in Naruto. And I am gonna be very basic saying this, but I really, really like Naruto, and not just the show, but Naruto as a character. He is damn near my favorite Naruto character, specifically because of his bond and interactions with Kurama and the transformations that he has because of Kurama. Don't want to get too much into spoiler territory, but yeah, this is a Kurama plushie, and I absolutely love it. Had pets. For the good boy. I don't know if I've ever said that phrase on my channel before, so you're welcome. I put him away. Enough with the story time, it's time to get into the art. This is like very on brand for me. I have a main topic and then I go into tangents that last for so long. But eventually I find my way back to the topic at hand, which is the art. So I did deceive you, this is not a static background. We're gonna go over to the first tab, which is the artist. This is Zorky, and I'm gonna butcher the at or the handle on X because I don't know how to pronounce that. I would say it's pronounced Skrotsky Zork, but I just call him Zorky or them because, like, yeah. And Zorky is the amazing and wonderful artist who has drawn all of my Fursona pictures, including, now very recently, a ref sheet and a little gift or surprise that I've not, I didn't expect it. But I'm gonna get a little bit into the story and the behind the scenes. But Zorky is absolutely amazing with their drawings. I do have to say, it was a very chance encounter that I found them on X, because I had a favorite artist on Twitter for years, and they vanished a couple of years ago. Their name was KLH Pyro. They were such an amazing artist, and it's very shapy. The art style very shapy, I would say. And this is the closest that I could find to that art style. And originally, I went to Reddit and I said, can someone tell me if there are artists with a similar art style to that one? Let me grab the next trigger before I go too much into it with a little table tennis ball. But Zorky, no, well, I can't really go through their media, but I highly encourage you to do so because their art is fucking incredible. Okay, it's I don't know if that makes sense, and I'm gonna get more into my art preferences in probably another video, but it's very different or distinct from Orlando Fox's art style, and Orlando Fox is basically Disney level, I would say, straight up, but it's all very round, you know, and like this person's art style, Zorky's art style, is the antithesis, but that's not a bad thing. It's so shapy. It's not. Sometimes Orlando Fox's art style seems like it's flowing so much, but it's basically like one continuous line. If that makes sense, it's just so round. Everything is so round, and without stooping to that type of vocabulary, but Zorky's art style is edgy because you see the shapes that go into it. It's all very shapy, for lack of a better word, or angular. And I love that. And I originally found them through a Reddit comment, so shout out to Reddit for making me or showing me my favorite artist through sheer coincidence, really. And Zorky, they opened commissions when I first found them, and I was like, okay, no, I decided I want to commission someone. And so I hopped on the bandwagon and I asked, hey, are your commission, do you still have open slots for commissions? You know. And Zorky just very kindly and very professionally said, no, not right now, but you know, if I open them again, if I open slots again, I will let you know. And I was a little sad because, you know, I need art right now. That was literally what I was thinking. I was, okay, I decided I am finally gonna spend money on my fursona and I need someone to make art of my fursona. And then to be told, no, not right now, was quite sad. But like, I just have to deal. And I did deal. It was a time in my life though where I was just incredibly stressed out by work, and I thought I need something to balance out all of that stress. I need something to look forward to. That was my reasoning, but still. And I have to say, like, from the first conversation on X until now, I can say that, like, Zorky has become probably one of my best friends on X. I mean, I don't really have friends on X, but hey, that's one. Really two. I found someone else through Zorky, but it's just really cool. I don't know. I'm gonna put away the ball, and I'm gonna go to the next trigger, which is a nice little book that I can't recommend more. It's called Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, who made wrote the Shadow and Bone series, which has been, I think, filmed and put on Netflix. And Crooked Kingdom and its predecessor, Six of Crows, is such a cool book. Very fantasy. It's about a heist, and it's so cool. The characters are incredibly endearing. It's a little older now, but I can't recommend it more. Read it. Anyway, back to the commissioning stuff. So Zorki opened commissions again, and it was close to the month's end, but I didn't have my paycheck yet, let's just say. And so they specifically let me know over DMs that they opened slots again. And I was like, hey, I'm incredibly honored that you reach out to me. I am still waiting for my next paycheck, so you can tackle other people's commissions first. But I did still tell them what I had in mind for all of the commissions. And I'm really sorry that I'm switching between pronouns like crazy. And yeah, I said I still need to wait for my next paycheck. Right? It was close to the end of the month. It was still some days until next month. So in my mind, I think, yeah, I still need to wait like a week and then I'm good, right? What I didn't think was, hey, once I get my paycheck, I should reach out to Zorki. And so that was late. I don't want to lie. It was either late September or late October when I wrote that message. I want to say late October. And I didn't hear from Zorki for over a month. And I am not familiar with the commissioning process. So I thought it just takes that long. But I also reached out to some of my friends over on Discord, and I was like, hey, you're more familiar with like commissioning and, you know, art and how long stuff takes. Is it normal that I'm not hearing from them? And they said, I don't know. She was also not that familiar with the process, but she said, I don't know, why don't you just reach out to them and ask them? And that's the thing. I heard somewhere that proper commissioning etiquette is that you do not bother the person and you do not reach out and be impatient and say, hey, what's the deal? I was very afraid, but I still reached out and I asked, hey, just out of, you know, interest, how far are the commissions coming? And it's absolutely fine if you need more time. And Soki replied, wait, have you been waiting all that time for... And my heart just sank, you guys. It sank because I should have just reached out and said, hey, I have money now. I can commission you. But Soki waited for my response. I've never been more crushed in my life. Because it's such a stupid mistake. Yeah. And then I said, no, I've definitely been paid now, and you can go ahead, but take all the time that you need. And Sorki wrote, you have the patience of the gods. And I said, no, that's not patience. Because I have been incredibly impatient. But I had restraint because I didn't reach out and ask about the commission status. Really, it's stupidity more than anything else. Oh well. And then Soki just delivered. Which brings me to the pictures and the art commissions. I'm gonna get into the old Fursona design in some video, not right now, but in some video I am gonna get into it. I'm gonna go over a little bit of the stuff that's been done to the character design and the changes that have been made. Something that you will have noticed, and that's also said on this, is that yeah, my persona didn't have glasses in the last video, because like I wrote down in like September or October all of the stuff that should be, you know, done in the art and all of the accessories that I wanted to add and all of the details, and I did say I need glasses. But when it was finally December and I, you know, commissioned officially at that point, they just asked me for a quick rundown of everything I want to have included in the pictures again, and I forgot the glasses, and I didn't notice until like 6 days ago or something like that, maybe about a week ago, to use another really old meme. But yeah, I'm just gonna show all of the art in its finished state, because there were a couple of stages that the art went through, and I felt bad saying, hey, this is great, but there's a detail that's missing, because I'm like, I don't want to put more work on this person. And they very clearly stated, no, please tell me if I forget something, because you paid for it. But I'm still just like, I don't want to put so much work on them. Okay, so this is the first commission. This is just my boy in all of his glory. Avande, obviously. A hyena. I do want to say, hyena, the species, not necessarily apparent by the ear shape, but absolutely fine, because I know who he is, and now you all know who he is. He's a yin, a hyena, because hyenas are my favorite animal, and they are just awesome. Do I like hyenas because of Lion King? Absolutely. Does it matter? Not a bit. So just to go into some details, the old design had white spots all over the fur, and I did tell Soki to, you know, do changes and suggest stuff, because I was fine with just adjusting the design slightly and making some changes, because Avande is 6 years old by now. You're bound to make some changes, you know, by that time. And so the white spots are still visible at some point, but not in this picture. They're not apparent, except for on the ear. And he said, well, the white doesn't really go with it, so I still wanted spots, because spotted hyena at that. And so he added all of these cool spots that you can see here, which is incredible. I love it. I love it. A little beard, a little chin beard. I do have a beard. I have been likened to Kratos, which is not at all what I look like. And my beard is not nearly as full or long as Kratos' beard. But, hey, I'll take the compliment. All of the colors, I absolutely love light greens. I think it's such a calming and awesome color. You know, just a little dark eye, little heterochromia, because heterochromia is amazing. Yeah, and an accessory because my persona used to have hair, just like me, and just like me, they don't have hair anymore, and so they're wearing a hat. And I just love the beanie design. It's at first I thought a little bit sailor cap. That's a little bit what it looked like to me, but it's just so cool, and I love a beanie. Love the design. Yeah, glasses. Very important that I have my glasses. And everything's just so cool. I have not done another trigger. I just realized. Okay, let me be a little annoying and whip out. God, this is live editing, by the way, because I am recording with video, which means that I cannot edit it in Audacity later. So this is all live. Okay. So this is my old keyboard. It's not plugged in. It's still mechanical, and I'm gonna just give you a little bit of mechanical keyboard triggers because I personally love mechanical keyboards. I love being annoying, I guess, and stupid. So. Right. I'm gonna tap a little bit more. I hope it's not overwhelming. But yeah. So there's not much else to go into with this design, though. I hope you notice the baggy eyes, because I am sleepy and tired all the time, and I wanted it reflected by my persona. It's perfect. I have to say that I've always received the pictures and the commission pictures while I was at work, and like I think people noticed that something happened because I'm not able to contain my excitement or conceal it, and so it's probably very apparent. Okay, so that's picture number one, a headshot, an icon, if you will. Going over to the full body picture that you've already seen in the thumbnails and as my channel icon. I don't know, because of the expression I chose to use this as the icon. I still use the other icon as an actual icon, but on other platforms. I just love the expression so much. Yeah, you see a little bit more of the body, though I do have to say, clothing. I wear clothing, or my character, Avande, wears clothing. I'm not going to refer to myself in third person, but Avande wears clothing. Gonna slur my speech. Shit. So yeah, the design is impeccable, and this is, you know, as I said, it's a very shapy design. It's not Disney coded or Orlando Fox coded, which is not bad, but I've grown to prefer other art styles. I did feel just a little bit weird though when Zorki reached out to me and asked, hey, about the shoes, do you have like pictures of shoes that you can send me so I have reference points? And I'm sitting there at work and I'm like, you know, actually I would prefer just pause out. Which is just the weirdest thing I've ever uttered. But also, like, isn't it my right to demand that my character, that Avande, can walk with paws out. Yeah, no, sometimes I'm just silly like that. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, it's a very nice flannel shirt. I love my flannel shirts. I am a certified flannel shirt wearer. This is not necessarily exactly my clothing color-wise, but let me tell you that it's so hard to, first of all, you know, just copy and draw real life clothing one-to-one, but also I updated my wardrobe last year to basically my Fursona colors. And let me tell you that putting clothing in your Fursona colors on your Fursona just doesn't work, because it's just more of the same. And I think Zorki did an amazing job finding colors that were still close and conveyed the idea and the spirit of what I wear in real life, and just put it on my Fursona, and it still makes sense. Let me tell you, though, I realized something looking at my Fursona here. You might think that green is the main color, and green is supposed to be the main color on my Fursona. It's not actually. Like, percentage wise, there are more other colors on it, but you will see that soon enough on the ref sheets. But Avande, I'm not gonna get too much into the backstory because that's for another video. As I said, already wrote it out basically on X though, if you wanna read up on it. Enough with the keyboard. This is gonna suck to put away because of background noises. Right, next trigger. It's gonna be a very weird one. If you can hear this, maybe you can tell that it's wooden, but you will probably not guess what it is. And if you say or guess that it is a pencil, then I will tell you you're almost right. It is a giant pencil, in fact. That thing is like, I don't know, 30 centimeters long, which, hey, impressive. I'm stupid. Okay, this is gonna be a longer than usual video, but it's New Year's. Not anymore, but it's basically New Year's, so like, hey. I am getting to the end of it though. Oh. So, because of not just, you know, the fact that art takes time, but also the fact that I'm stupid and I forget things and then later I have to ask that they are added, you know, and that another thing is added to the commissions that are practically already done. And I've apologized 1,000 times over, and I still think it's not enough because I am stressing Zorki out with all of my bullshit. But I'm so inexperienced in the commissioning process, and also I'm stupid, so, you know. I have received the ref sheet in this year. So in 2026 I officially have a new ref sheet, and you're about to see it now. And it's amazing. Now granted, Avande is chubby, or he's supposed to be chubby, okay? He doesn't really look chubby. But I told Zorki, you know what? It's absolutely fine. New Year's resolutions are coming up. This might just be, you know, motivation to get more in shape. Because I am chubby. And so Avande is chubby. He was chubby. He's less chubby now, apparently. And I have to do the same thing that my persona did and get in shape more. But this is Avande. No hair, no bitches, just like me for real. Yeah, no, it's I absolutely love the design. It still has everything that my original design has, a little less spots, which is fine. I'm especially proud of the markings design on the back. Now I do have to say, perspective wise, they are a little wonky. They are centered in the middle of the back, but you know, that's just hard to pull off. And so they are still there, you know, absolutely fine. But yeah, the colors, it's basically color-wise, it's exactly how I designed it 6 years ago, minus the white spots on most of the fur. The bright white background, in case you're wondering, I demanded, for lack of a better word, that it is a white background, because they originally drew a very dark background, and then with the black line work and just the darker colors on the hands and feet, it was hard to pick out what's what. So I said a simple light background is perfectly fine. And I love this design. And so these 3 pictures that I've just shown you are what I paid for, right? And without getting too much into the details and behind the scenes, this video is long enough, but there was a little problem with the art program. And basically, when there was a darker black background, in order to make the black line visible, there was like a kind of weird white outline around the character, but it was very ragged. It wasn't really concise. And so, you know, I just said, yeah, the white outline is a little distracting, you know, might be better with a light background. And like, I felt bad saying that. Like, of course I paid for the commissions, but I still felt bad just saying, hey, you did this whole thing, but can you please do it differently? Can you please basically do everything again? And I hate doing that. It's so annoying that I do that, or that I have to do it, basically for my own satisfaction, at the cost of Zorki having more work to do, or spending more time on my commission when it's technically already done. And so Zorki, I said, take your time with this. I have all the time in the world. You don't have to finish this right away. You can tackle other stuff first, whatever. Zorky not only sent me the updated ref sheet, as you see before you, like a day later, when I said take your time, and this dramatic moment requires for me to get a new trigger. A lot of tapping still today. This is a little vase. But Zorky, and I just saw the notification on my phone because, again, at work, and then I get a Twitter notification or X notification, I'm immediately like, what is it? And I just see, okay, here's the reference sheet, and this is another picture as a form of apology, and my brain is short-circuiting. I'm like, the what? What do you mean? What do you mean? New picture as an apology. I don't get it. And so Zorky, who drew the free commissions that I've, commissioned from him, everything expertly, right? Wonderfully amazing, incredible. I'm running out of adjectives to describe them. Casually says, oh, and here's another one. And delivers this, which my persona has never been more expressive. And there's some, listen, okay, my headcanon for this, because I fucking love this design, my headcanon for this is, judging by the expression, there's something, worrying or troublesome or whatever going on. And it scared him so much that just some details were just warped on the design, because there's one or two things missing or mixed up. But like, this is not something I commissioned. This is just him saying, hey, I think I did something wrong. I put extra work on myself to draw something else for you. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you drew something else for me? And did this. And it's so, like, my character, my Avande, ever since that I designed him, I was like, no, Avande is a smug motherfucker. Like, he is constantly looking smug, right? There's one mode in that brain of his, and it's smug. There's nothing to back it up with. It's just smug, because why not? And to see him in that expression, or with that expression, is amazing. I love it. I love it. What else can I say? It's so fucking cool. It only took me like 45 minutes to get to the final of 4 pictures. But that's me. Like, you guys, I don't plan ahead. I don't plan ever. And so I just did this because I thought it would be funny to just go through the art. No, you know what though? I just realized something. Okay, because I have the perfect explanation. It's not perfect, there's like one thing missing. But basically, this is the mirror. This is the reflection of Avande, because the eyes are mixed up. Because, the dark and green eye is on the right side. But if you look at the piercings, because of course, hey, hyena persona with piercings, check, got it. The piercings are also switched, which means that it's not switched, it's just mirrored. thumbs up. Perfect. No, this is incredible. And I remain silly, as always. I do think it's high time, though, that I end this video. I have something coming up in real life. That something is work. And I have to edit this at some point. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I cannot doctor around with the audio this time. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching or for listening, although in this case it was actually partly watching. Because I was showing stuff. Thank you so much. Again, I hope you're doing well. I hope I could calm you down or help you fall asleep. I hope you enjoyed me just indulging in my own persona for 45 minutes and more. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.